We have about 100,000 school-aged kids in the city, only 50% of whom are in traditional DC public schools. About 30% are in charter schools, public charter schools, and the remaining 20 go to private parochial schools. And some of those, a small portion of them, are funded through the voucher program. So about 2,000 kids get vouchers to go to private schools. So we have what I would consider a very healthy choice dynamic in the city. And it's interesting because, you know, people, even though 30% of the kids are in charter schools in our city, we have this oddly anti-charter dynamic. I mean, everywhere I go, and people think that in me they're going to have an ally, right? So they start talking smack about charter schools and they're like, right? Now I'm like, oh, no, wrong. Because the bottom line is, I believe that part of my job, even though my sort of formal job is to run DCPS, part of my job, I believe, is to try to make sure that all 100,000 of those kids get a great education. And I really don't care if that great education is happening in a charter school versus a DCPS school versus a parochial school. As long as the children are succeeding, I'm good. And I think that's the mentality that we have to move towards. We have in our system some of the most successful charter schools in the nation, and we also have some of the crappiest charter schools in the nation. And I actually think that when you sort of hit a critical mass that we have in the city, right, 30% charters, then I think that the role of charters actually has to shift a little. Right, so it's not just about the competition factor, which I think is important, and that clearly one of the reasons why I've been able to do everything that I do is because people are sort of a little afraid of the charters and how many kids are they going to take and that sort of thing. But I do think that it has to shift, because now I believe that what the charters could do that would really change the game in DC is to have every single charter school be an excellent charter school. And when the charters are not performing, they're shutting them down aggressively. And get to that level, then DCPS can point to that system and say, that is how a system should operate.